In the last chapter, Oda did introduce a new character. Her name is Komurasaki, and she's the best courtesan in Wano. Orochi, the king of Wano, is obsessed after her, and he's doing everything to marry her. Sandman on Twitter did post a true story that did happen in the Edo period about a courtesan named Komurasaki. Here's how the story goes. Komurasaki is one of the most famous Japanese courtesans in the Edo era more than 300 years ago. She had a good boyfriend named Hirai. He wanted to free and marry her, but could not due to the fact that a large amount of money was necessary to buy the freedom of the courtesan. He started robbing and killing people for money, and after a while he got caught by the police and executed. One day a rich man appeared and paid a huge sum of money to the owner of Komurasaki in order to marry her. However, she did not want to accept this offer due to her undying love for Hirai. She did commit suicide in front of Hirai's grave on the very day the rich man was supposed to buy her freedom. The first part of this video will be about Komurasaki and the second about Hirai. First of all, this is very interesting. So much that it sounds more like a fictional story than a true story. So it could be that Oda will adapt this story in One Piece. There is a similar story about courtesans in Gintama. It is a great arc. It is about a son trying to buy his mother's freedom from her owner. She works as a courtesan. It is a great arc. Now, before I go any further, I just want to say that it could also be that Oda plans to use only the name Komurasaki and nothing else. For example, Whitebeard, Blackbeard, and Thatch, their names come from the real pirate Blackbeard. But it is not that their stories are similar to the pirate Blackbeard. Naming the characters is one of the hardest things for a writer, if not the hardest. You can make or break a story or the characters by choosing the wrong names for the characters. It is a weird dilemma. If you name the characters with the names that are popular and trendy today, it will be easier for people to accept and remember them. But on the other hand, since those names are used a lot, they are not going to stand out, so people might forget them due to that. If you use old names or you make up names, then for sure they will stand out. But they might stand out too much, to the point that they don't sound as names in people's ears, or they are too hard to pronounce. Anyway, as I said before, this story sounds great, and based on those little hints that Oda gave us, I think it is likely that we will see a version of this story in One Piece. Courtesans in One Piece are top idols, and Komurasaki is number one. People adore her, she is very famous. But seeing how she is treating Toko, she seems to be very kind. Toko is her servant, but she is looking after her. So she cares for people around her, just like the real Komurasaki, that she would rather die than be with someone else. The rich man in the story doesn't seem to be a bad man. He could have used that money to pay for her services whenever he wanted. But he did try to give Komurasaki a better life, but she wanted that life only with Hirai and no one else. Now Orochi seems similar. Since he is the king of Wano, he could have forced her to marry him, but he did not. Based on this panel, it seems that he did try to convince her many times to marry him, but he did fail, and this time he thinks his plan will work. But if his plan doesn't work and he loses hope and decides to force things, will she kill herself just like in the real story? I don't think so, because this is not Oda's style of writing. She might try, but she will be stopped by someone. Or this part of the story will be replaced by just something bad will happen to her, but she will be alive. Now we have come to the second part of the video. Who will be Hirai in One Piece? Well, I think we have already met Hirai. He is Kyoshiro. Since he was introduced, he caught my attention. He seems different than the other characters. I said in my review of the chapter that he seems like a mysterious character, and there is more to him that we are seeing. When we first met him, Robin was there, so he hangs out with courtesans and that's how he met Komurasaki. And also he did call Orochi a coward. That was surprising since he is on his side. But since Orochi wants Komurasaki as well, that's why Kyoshiro doesn't like him. In the real story, Hirai started to rob and kill people because he needed money and not because he was a bad guy. And Kyoshiro doesn't look like a bad guy to me. Yes, he is extorting money from people, but this could be due to him only to buy Komurasaki's freedom and not due to him only to become even richer. So it could be that he is doing the same thing that Hirai did in the real story. Anyway, what do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree, or do you have something else to add? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, like and share if you like this video, subscribe for more One Piece videos, and see you in the next video.